Guyanese travelers, listen closely. Whether you're planning to visit family in New York, study in Florida, take a business trip to Texas, or finally go on that US vacation you've been dreaming of, your plans could be about to change. Because on August 15th, a brand new package of 10 major US visa rule changes will officially take effect. And these aren't small, technical adjustments hidden in legal fine print. These are major shifts, affecting who gets approved, how much you'll pay, how long you'll wait, and even the kinds of questions you'll be asked. Here's the part that's making headlines. These new rules are being rolled out under President Donald Trump, who is now back in the White House and wasting no time in reshaping U.S. immigration policy. Some of the changes are aimed at national security. Others are being sold as efficiency measures. But for many Guyanese applicants, these will mean more hurdles, more costs, and more reasons for visa denials. And if you're applying after August 15th without knowing these updates, you could find yourself spending hundreds of US dollars on an application that never even gets approved. In today's video, I'll walk you through the 10 shocking changes that will directly impact Guyanese visa applicants, who will be most affected, and who might actually benefit. How to adjust your application strategy before the deadline. Because make no mistake, this isn't just about travel documents. It's about diplomacy, economics, and the delicate US-Guyana relationship. And if you think the oil boom means Washington will treat Guyana with extra leniency, think again. Let's start with why this is happening now. To understand why these changes are hitting Guyana specifically, we need to look at the bigger diplomatic and political picture. Guyana is no longer just another small Caribbean state in the eyes of Washington. Thanks to its massive oil discoveries over the last few years, Guyana is now one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. U.S. companies have poured billions into offshore drilling, infrastructure, and support industries. But rapid wealth also means increased political leverage. And not everyone in Washington is happy about the way Guyana has been using it. Over the last year, President Irfan Ali has made it clear that while Guyana values its relationship with the United States, it will not simply follow U.S. policy lines on every issue. Whether it's trade with China, votes at the United Nations, or positions on climate financing, Georgetown has been striking a more independent tone. Enter Donald Trump, back in power and reviving his America First immigration and foreign policy agenda. In Trump's view, immigration rules are not just about border security. They're a powerful bargaining chip. By tightening visa requirements for countries that show diplomatic independence, Washington can quietly apply pressure without the drama of public sanctions. And here's why Guyana is on the radar. High travel volume. Guyanese are among the top per capita Caribbean travelers to the U.S. for work, study, and tourism. Overstay statistics. U.S. data shows a measurable rate of visa overstays among Guyanese visitors. Political independence. Guyana's recent foreign policy decisions have not always aligned with Trump's global strategy. The result? A package of 10 new rules aimed squarely at tightening the gate. In a moment, I'll break down each change in detail, starting with the one that's going to hit every single applicant immediately. 1. Significant fee increases across all visa categories. Starting August 15th, the U.S. State Department will implement across-the-board application fee hikes. Tourist and business visas, B1/B2, increasing from $185 USD to $245 USD. Student visas, FMJ, increasing from $185 USD to $210 USD. Work visas, HLOP, jumping by over $100 USD in most cases. Why? Officially, it's to cover administrative costs. Unofficially, many see it as a filter to discourage casual or speculative applications. For Guyanese applicants, where the US dollar exchange rate is already a burden, this could mean thousands more in GYD just to apply, with no guarantee of approval. 1. Stricter financial proof requirements. In the past, providing a job letter, bank statement, or property deed often sufficed. Now, consular officers will demand more comprehensive evidence of ties to Guyana. Expect to provide detailed 6-12-month banking history, proof of tax compliance in Guyana, documentation showing family or business commitments that guarantee your return. The U.S. Embassy has made it clear, vague or incomplete proof of financial stability will be grounds for instant denial. 1. Mandatory social media disclosure. This one's controversial. All applicants will now be required to list every social media account used in the last 5 years, including usernames, even if the accounts are private. Yes, they will check. And yes, posts critical of US policy could raise red flags even if they don't directly disqualify you. Privacy advocates are calling it digital surveillance, but the Trump administration insists it's a national security measure. 1. Shorter visa validity periods. Previously, many Guyanese travelers received 10-year multiple-entry B1/B2 visas. After August 15th, most approvals will be for 3 years or less. This means more frequent renewals, more fees, and more opportunities for denials in the future. The U.S. says this aligns with reciprocity agreements, but critics say it's about keeping applicants under closer ongoing scrutiny. 1. Expanded in-person interview requirements. Currently, some visa renewals and low-risk categories can bypass in-person interviews. That's ending. After August 15th, nearly all applicants, including children as young as 14 and adults over 80, will be required to appear in person at the U.S. Embassy in Georgetown. For those living in rural areas, this adds travel time, expenses, and scheduling delays. 1. Stricter overstay penalties. The U.S. is tightening its penalties for visa overstays. Even a single day beyond your authorized stay could now trigger multi-year bans. Repeat offenders may face lifetime bans from non-immigrant visas. And here's the big twist. Overstay data will be shared regionally with Canada and certain EU countries, potentially affecting future travel plans beyond the US one. New security and background checks. All applicants will face expanded background screening, including third-party intelligence database checks. This could mean delays of several weeks or months, even for straightforward applications. The embassy has stated that oil-related employment and political activism may trigger enhanced vetting. 1. Reduced approval rates for certain work visas. Trump's Hire American directive means U.S. employers must prove no qualified American worker is available before hiring a foreigner. This makes H-2B seasonal work visas and even certain H-1B skilled visas harder to get. A big deal for Guyanese seasonal workers in construction, hospitality, and agriculture. 1. Increased focus on return home track record. The embassy will now weigh your travel history more heavily than before. If you've had long stays abroad, multiple visa denials, or gaps in your passport stamps, your approval odds will drop sharply. This is a quiet change, not written in official bulletins, but confirmed by recent applicant experiences. 1. New digital tracking systems for visitors. Finally, once you're approved and traveling, the U.S. will roll out new biometric exit tracking at airports and seaports. Facial recognition and fingerprint scans will be matched with your visa records to flag any overstays in real time. Critics argue this is part of a broader data collection push that puts every traveler under constant monitoring. Now that we've covered the changes, let's talk about how these will affect everyday Guyanese citizens and what you can do before the deadline. For many Guyanese citizens, the U.S. visa isn't just a travel document. It's a lifeline. Families are split across borders with loved ones in New York, Miami, Atlanta, and Houston. Students dream of attending U.S. universities. Business owners depend on travel for sourcing goods or meeting partners. Seasonal workers count on short-term U.S. jobs to support their families back home. That's why these new changes feel so personal. They don't just alter application procedures. They redefine access to opportunity. Let's break down the real-world impact. Higher costs mean fewer applications. The fee hikes will price out some lower-income applicants entirely. With the exchange rate hovering around 210 GYD to 1 USD, even a $60 increase can mean a double-month salary for some. Families hoping to send multiple members to the U.S. will now face a much heavier financial burden. Increased denials for first-time travelers. First-time applicants are going to feel the full force of the stricter proof of ties requirement. Without a strong bank record, property ownership, or consistent job history, the odds of rejection will rise sharply. Privacy concerns in a connected world. Mandatory social media disclosure will hit younger applicants the hardest. A single poorly worded post, political meme, or joke taken out of context could complicate or even kill an application. Shorter visas mean less stability. Gone are the days of the 10-year visa for most people. Instead, travelers will find themselves in a cycle of reapplication every few years, repaying fees, retaking interviews, and refacing the possibility of denial each time. Impact on seasonal work and education students may struggle with delayed approvals due to new security checks, which could force them to miss semester start dates. Seasonal workers, especially in hospitality and agriculture, may find fewer opportunities as U.S. employers face stricter labor certification rules. Psychological pressure. Even for those who get approved, the looming fear of being tracked, monitored, and possibly flagged for overstays will make trips more stressful. Knowing that even a 24-hour delay due to illness or flight cancellation could result in a multi-year ban creates constant anxiety. The bottom line? These changes create barriers at every stage, before you apply, during your application, and even after you arrive in the U.S., which is why preparation before August 15th is absolutely critical. If you're a Guyanese citizen planning to apply for a U.S. visa, the window between now and August 15th is your best chance to avoid the new hurdles. Here's your step-by-step action plan. 1. Apply now, not later. If you've been thinking about applying, stop thinking. Book your embassy appointment immediately. Applications submitted before August 15th will be processed under the current, less strict rules. 1. Gather strong financial proof. Print out 6-12 months of bank statements, even if not requested. Include job letters, business licenses, tax returns, or property titles. The more paper proof you have, the better. 1. Clean up your digital footprint. Delete or hide any controversial posts. Check your usernames match exactly to avoid suspicious alias flags. Assume consular officers will see everything you've posted since 2019. 1. Strengthen ties to Guyana. Document community involvement, professional memberships, or volunteer roles. Even photos from local events can help show you're rooted here. 1. Avoid long stays abroad before applying. If you've been in another country for extended periods recently, be prepared to explain why, and show that you returned legally and on time. 1. Choose the right visa type. Some categories will be hit harder than others. If you qualify for a student or cultural exchange visa, for instance, those may have slightly higher approval odds than tourist visas post-August 15. 1. Prepare for a full interview practice, answering questions clearly, honestly, and confidently. Nervous or vague responses can be misread as dishonesty. 1. Double-check your forms. Small errors, wrong passport numbers, outdated contact info, can lead to automatic rejections. If you take these steps now, you could save yourself money, stress, and even the heartbreak of a denial. Because after August 15th, the rules will change, and not in your favor. After August 15th, getting a U.S. visa as a Guyanese citizen will be harder, costlier, and riskier than it has been in years. Higher fees, stricter proof requirements, social media monitoring, shorter validity. These aren't small tweaks. They're structural changes designed to limit who gets through the door. If you've been planning to apply, this is your moment. Every day you wait brings you closer to the deadline, and after that, it's a whole different game. So take action today. Book your appointment. Gather your proof. Clean up your digital trail. Don't let bureaucracy close the door on your travel dreams, your education, your business goals, or time with your loved ones. And if this information shocked you or helped you, then do one more thing for me. Share this video with every Guyanese friend, family member, or coworker who might be affected. Because the U.S. may be changing the rules, but the power to prepare is still in your hands. I'm covering every major Caribbean and Latin American visa update, so if you want to stay ahead of the game, subscribe now and turn on notifications. The clock is ticking.